Hello everyone, welcome. We are going to make a basic pants block. For that you'll need the following, or any CAD software of your choice, and as usual I will be using QCAD. We are going to use the basic sketch block as a base. We drafted it in the previous video. If you have not watched it, I will put a link up here. We will need the following additional measurements. Body rise, measure it on the side and add 1 centimeter ease. Crotch length, measure from the center front at the waist under the crotch to the center back at the waist. Knee to floor, knee circumference, measure it sitting and add 2 centimeters ease. Instep, measure around the foot here and add 2 centimeters ease. We will use the basic sketch block without the seam and hem allowances. Add the knee to floor measurement to the knee line. Measure and mark the body rise on the side seam and square across. This is the crotch line. Divide this line by 2. Draw a line with half the measurement as a back crotch line extension. This is the back fork or crotch extension. Divide the back fork by 2. Draw a line with half the measurement as a front crotch line extension. This is the front fork. Mark the midpoint of the crotch line including the fork. Draw a vertical line that goes all the way up and down the length of the pants. This is the crease line, which will also serve as the grain line. On the knee line, mark the knee circumference divided by 4 on either side of the line. We will add ease to the back leg. On the hem line, mark the instep divided by 4 on either side. Connect the knee line to the hem line, then the crotch line to the knee line with a smooth curve. This is the inseam. Do the same for the side seam. On the waistline, go in by 1 centimeter from the center front. We will reduce the dart by this amount later. Draw a line from the waistline to the hip line, then draw a curve to the crotch line. Draw a diagonal line with a length of half of the front fork as a guide and draw the curve through the midpoint. This is the front crotch length. Now, measure your front crotch length like that and compare it with the one on the pattern. If your length is shorter or longer, make an adjustment on the pattern from the waistline. Reduce the dart value by 1 centimeter and move it to the crease line. If you have 2 darts, move the main dart to the crease line and the second dart to the midpoint between the main dart and the side seam. If you don't have darts, just add the 1 centimeter at the side seam. To do all this, redraw the waistline using the new center front point, mark the dart length on the crease line, then mark half of the dart value on each side. Don't forget to subtract the 1 centimeter and connect with lines. Close the darts and redraw the waistline so that it's a smooth curve. We are done with the front. Moving on to the back, measure this line. Mark a point on the back crotch line with that distance from the side seam. Square down from this point to the hemline and up to the waistline. On the knee line, mark the knee circumference divided by 4 plus 1 centimeter ease on either side of the line. On the hemline, mark the instep divided by 4 plus 1 centimeter ease on either side of the line. Connect the knee line to the hemline and the crotch line to the knee line just like we did on the front. Measure this line. Mark a point with that distance from the knee line. On the waistline, go in by 1 centimeter from the center back. We will subtract it from the dart. Draw a line from the waistline to the hip line, then draw a curve to this point. Make it as smooth as possible. Just like we did on the front, compare your back crotch length with the length on the pattern. To get the back crotch length, just subtract the front length from the total crotch length. To make an adjustment for the difference, cut the hip line to the side seam, but not through it, and open or rotate until you reach the desired length, like that. If you need to shorten the length, do the reverse after cutting. If the reduction or increase is insignificant, it can be done from the waistline just like we did on the front. Draw a smooth new curve and measure this line. It should be the same length as the hip line. If it is not, extend the hip line with the difference on the side seam and redraw the side seam. Move the back dart to the center of the waistline. If you have 2 darts, move the other dart to the midpoint between the main dart and the side seam. The darts should be perpendicular to the waistline. Close the darts and redraw the waistline so that it's a smooth curve. We are done with the back. Make sure that the inseams and the side seams are the same length. Make the front and back waistline a smooth curve. Do the same for the front and back crotch. Now add the seam allowances and labels. I have added 1 centimeter all around except on the waistline and the hemline. It can be a bit challenging to get a perfect fit on pants. So sew a sample without the added length of the seam allowance at the waistline or hemline for more accurate adjustments. The waistline will be a bit bigger because of the ease. So use a string or elastic to hold the pants when trying them on. Make a zip notch on the side seam 2 centimeters above the hip line. This marks the end of the zip. And we are done. We will make the waistbands, openings, and pants variations in other videos. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, bye.